Yannanators, and welcome back to my channel. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Even all the single people out there, so happy Valentine's Day to y'all too. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys are doing for Valentine's Day. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, if you do like the traditional, like,
if you's a sucker.
if you do,
Kidding.
do like the chocolates, the wine, the Plan B or not. If you do the engagements, if you have a Galentine's, which is what me and Nay had. And we have a story time for y'all. We're about to get into it. On our Galentines that we had yesterday.
It was a time.
It was a time.
It was the best of times. It was the weirdest of times.
So, yesterday, me and Nay chose to go out to dinner yesterday. We made sure we both took naps, because that is essential, okay? If you don't believe in naps,
still were asleep by a crisp, smooth midnight.
yes. Like, sorry, I'm trash. Like,
Adult life.
Pandemic life, honestly, like killing me. So we got all dolled up. I'll make sure to insert some pictures right here. We went out to eat. It wasn't super cold. It was actually,
it was comfortable. We had on light jackets.
yeah, it was pretty good. We were cute, as y'all gonna see in the pics that I'm gonna post. We went to Olive Garden.
When you're there, you're family.
We're gonna now get into what happened there. Go ahead, Nay.
Well, when we were there, I did not feel like family. We had a server. It was a lady, and she was special. We were seated
Yeah,
by someone who was not our server, of course.
right.
The woman who was our server came over. She seemed to have a bright disposition for the first 30 seconds. And then I felt a feeling of just doom and dread come over me.
Yeah, like, so, you know, you go to Olive Garden, you get salads and breadsticks, and obviously your meals and drinks and stuff. So we ordered our drinks. She was like, she'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds is...
So she brought my drink out first,
yes.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, she brought the waters first.
Oh, yeah.
And then she came back with the alcoholic beverages.
Yes.
But before she brought the alcoholic beverages, when she sat the water down, she's like, "Your drinks are coming." She was flustered.
For no reason.
But it had been a short amount of time since we were seated.
Yes.
We didn't have we weren't pressuring her. We didn't like talk to her and pull her aside and ask her where anything was. She was just like, "God, the bartender, I don't know what's going on over there. I didn't want to yell at them because if you yell at them, nothing will get done right. I'm telling you, 30 seconds or less, the drinks will be out." And she disappeared.
And literally in the midst of this, me and Nay are having a conversation. So, like, she comes over like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for the wait." And we're just like
a bat out of hell.
We're just like, "It's fine. It's cool."
We're like, okay.
It's
the
right.
whole dinner, we were very amicable.
Yes.
Just very It was a chill night.
Very chill.
The restaurant was not even crowded. We got seated immediately.
Yep.
There was no animosity.
Good separation,
Very much social distance. Mm-hmm. We were sitting at a huge table just for the two of us.
Yes, it was like a round table. That I think it normally sits like 6 people or something.
Yes. So I mean, it was the chillest of nights. But this woman was not on chill. She was on ready, set, go.
So then we got our salad and we ordered, and we also got breadsticks for Alfredo. BT Depps. Do you guys get
the Alfredo boat for dipping?
Because
otherwise, why are you eating there?
It's just bread. Like the Alfredo and the butteriness from the breadsticks join forces, and it's a beautiful thing. And then they have these lights that are like glistening down on the breadstick, so
it makes the breadstick look like kind of sexy.
You look like you're in love with a breadstick.
It makes them look like a movie star, like how in I don't know, like in The Notebook, like how Ryan Gosling just looks like perfect under like the sun.
It's a magical thing.
Sorry.
Like, I'm sorry for all the people out there that don't like carbs. So we got our salad and
we enjoy
our breadstick. Delicious. Like, for our salad to be
was
so
just as good as it always was.
It's fire.
It tasted like
and you know
salad.
you be like the cheese, and they be like, tell me when, and you just look
and
at them like
you never say when. You just feel it in your heart how much you want to clog your arteries that night, and that's what you do.
Oh, and then you be like, oh, when? Oh, there's a little bit left. Just finish that off. That's fine. You can just finish it. So then we got our salad. We got our breadsticks. We're still talking a little bit. We're eating our salad.
We demolished
the breadsticks. Demolished the salad.
And in my mind, I'm like, okay, what? I'm not even a salad
She's
girl.
not. She's not.
But I'll do the Olive Garden salad because it's very flavorful, very delicious. But I only want it one time.
Oh, it was so funny. So our server, and we're not going to say her name. One, we don't know it. Two, I wouldn't say her name.
She never said it.
And I wouldn't say anyone's name on here.
But for visual reference, if you're a That's So Raven fan, you might recall an episode where a babysitter was hired as a prank. One of their old babysitters.
Yeah.
This woman reminded me so much of her that I was frightened for the entire time.
Oh, yeah, now I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. You insert a picture of her.
Yeah, I'm going to insert one. I'm going to find one. And
if you're wondering what she looks like, that's what it is.
So, what should we call her? Because I don't want to keep saying server. And we're done with the breadsticks and salad. And she's like, does she say, can I get you some more? Or
she's like, can I get you ladies anything else before your dinner comes out? More salad, more bread. And we're like,
before she goes, this is where it started to do a shift between Nay and Miss. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what was occurring. I don't know what I missed. I don't know what Nay said to Miss. Go ahead.
Apparently I missed something, no pun intended. So she offers, us any more salad or bread. And I say, can we have more breadsticks and another Alfredo bow? And she got like very solemn. Like if you've seen the movie Get Out, it was very much an air of like, things are about to go weird.
Or a Little Shop of Horrors.
She's like, so no more salad then.
Bubbliness left. Cheerfulness left. And Nay was just like,
and I tried to make a little joke. And I was like, no, we're all about the carbs tonight. But by the time I could get the joke out, she had went to another table. Like, she was done with us.
She was so upset. And I just didn't know where we went wrong, Like, I thought she said, do you want any more breadsticks or salad?
We upset her, apparently. Or I upset her.
Very much so.
Because after she said no more salad, she looked to her for confirmation. And she was just like, I don't know if you were speechless.
I was in my phone also at the same time, I think. And I was just like, yeah, sounds good. Like, I'm cool with just more breadsticks and Alfredo.
Also, can I mention that every time she came to the table, she talked to me.
Yes.
Which I felt was weird because I'm like, there are two fully grown adults
She made
here.
straight eye contact with me.
And she was staring me into the depths of my soul.
Yeah.
Like, you can look somebody in the eye, but if you're looking through them,
I'm scared.
Or like looking into, she was like looking into me, which I had never experienced before.
So then after that, she brings us Alfredo sauce. She puts it on the table. She's like, oh, the breadsticks will be out in 30 seconds. Like I said, 30 seconds is her thing. Like, 30 seconds was like her good
She was
time
doing
stamp.
Everything in 30-second intervals.
Yeah.
And it was like,
30 seconds flat.
Again, miss, we are not.
You're good. It's not busy in here
We know
tonight.
that the breadsticks are hot. You can't just take them out of the oven with your hands.
Yeah.
It's
all
okay.
good. It's all good. So she brings us the Alfredo. And what I'm going to need Olive Garden to do is to step it up with an actual bowl of Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, they give you like this little like saucer.
With dips.
That they could fill up. But instead they put like a layer.
And that's all.
Because when you put your breadstick in it, you can
eat it. Now, mind you, keep in mind that we had 2 servings of breadsticks and salad already. Because you know when you go to Olive Garden, you don't eat your meal, you take it home.
I mean, the breadsticks are free, for God's sake. You gotta go in.
And the salad is divine, so you gotta
also unlimited. So
it's like a fabulous thing. So then at this point we have our waters, we have our alcoholic beverages, we have our meals.
Yeah.
Some breadstick left, no salad. And we're eating. And then I happened to flag down Miss, and I was like, oh, you know, hey. She's like, well, no, she comes over to us. She's like, how are you guys enjoying everything? Is everything good? Can I get you anything?
Well, no, I think you had looked at me and was like,
oh, yeah, I'm full.
I'm
getting so full. Because mind you,
need a container.
I'm drinking water, too, so that's expanding everything. I'm drinking my alcoholic beverage.
And I think you had 2 waters at that point, because I was asked her to fill you up. So between water, carbs, salad,
Fredo,
hella cheese sauce, we take
full.
2 or 3 bites of our food, and we're like, let's go ahead and wrap this up, because it's already been quite a strange night.
Yeah.
Bringing us candies in between. At what point did she start?
When
bringing
we
us
asked
candies?
for the
containers.
The containers.
Okay, so at that point she's full. I realize I'm full.
Mm-hmm.
She comes back to see if we need anything else. And I think she was just coming back to see if we needed anything else to eat or more cheese. But when I said, we're actually going to take 2 containers, again, that same solemn, like,
look and confusion.
She was like,
containers.
I was like, we're going to take, I made a little joke again, because I was continuously trying to lighten the mood.
I don't know what was happening.
So I said, we're actually going to take 2 containers. We ate a lot of bread. No lie. She says, and walks away. And then me and Nate look at each other like, at this point, I'm genuinely concerned for my well-being.
So I'm just like, what was funny?
And like, I laugh along with her, because I think like maybe she's gonna make a joke back.
No.
She disappears into the restaurant.
And when she gets upset, she storms. She doesn't walk.
Yeah.
She like storms. Like in a
and
blink
she
of an
has
eye.
2 kinds of storms. The I'm upset storm.
Yes. This was not the 30-second storm. So she goes, then she comes back with the to-go containers in 1 bag. I asked if I could get a bag. She stands there and she's like, you know,
she's like, can I put your food into the container?
And we're
for
like,
you?
no. She starts with nay first, of course.
That's okay.
Because that's her good starting point.
She's like, are you sure? Because I can do it for you.
And it's just like very strong that she wants to do it for us.
And I'm like,
no, it's fine. I can do it.
That's only a little bit of food. I can do it. And then she proceeds to ask for another bag, and she's like, oh yeah, coming. Yeah, I'll be right back with that.
And by this point, it seems like her spirits are starting to go down. And then she goes and gets me the bag. She comes back with candies. So you guys know at Olive Garden, you get these Andes candies. Now, I love mint and chocolate. Like, I like mint ice cream. I like Andes candies. I like whatever. Nay does not. So, you know, you're supposed to get like 2 of these each person. So she brings us them, and she sits them on the table really cute like this. That's how she placed them. It was really cute.
And that's normal.
That's normal.
As we're wrapping things up, in the course of the night, she brings us about 20 Andes candies.
All of these candies. I ate some of them.
Now let me explain a little bit of the timeline from the time that we started wrapping our meal up. She brings us the containers. Of course, she gets upset because we had just gotten our food out, I guess. She laughs and disappears.
Yes.
She comes back. She gets upset that we don't want her to wrap up our food.
Nope.
At this point, I'm frightened. I'm startled. She starts to bring out these candies in rotation.
In rotation.
So we're waiting for an Uber. We live in a city where Ubers aren't abundant on a good day.
Right.
It's very cold right now. It's winter. So our Ubers are even less abundant.
Right.
So we were waiting for an Uber for at least 25, 30 minutes.
Yes.
It was in that span of time that this woman brought us almost 20 Andes candies altogether. And every time she came to the table, of course, she looked at me and asked if I want. Now, keep in mind, it was all. I don't think I felt any real danger.
No.
But I found myself too scared, too afraid to say no to this woman.
No.
And I don't like those.
No.
I don't like those candies. But every time she was like, more candies? I was like,
she always said yes. And because the first time when she brought us candies, the first time she asked us after that, do we want more candies? I said no. And she's like, yeah, but they're really good. So I was
she says, you already gave us some. And she was like, yeah, but they're good.
Remember, they started off cute like this. Then as time went on, they started being like this.
Stacking them in bricks.
Then it started to be like this.
She was giving us 3 or 4 candies at a time.
I like these candies, but she doesn't like them. So everyone she's giving them to me.
So when she puts them on the table, I take the stack and pretend to put it in my purse.
Then she throws them at me.
As soon as she disappears, I'm like, take these candies.
So my purse by the end of the night was filled with these chocolates that I'm eating now.
At least 20.
At least
20 Andy's candy.
And now, that's not where it gets weird. So our Ubers kept playing around, being 25 minutes out, being 17 minutes out, canceling, sitting.
Oh, we left out a detail.
What?
In the beginning, I can't remember at what point she had talked about the smartphones and computers.
Oh yeah. She's like, I'm not really, I'm old school. I'm not really into whole technology. I don't have a cell phone or a computer. And we're just like,
and I forgot how that came up.
I think you were doing something with the trying to do the receipt on that little thing.
Okay. So when I was ready to pay, they have like little self-pay pads, as a lot of restaurants do now. So I was just gonna use the pad. It's fine. Times are changing, technology's changing. I like it. So I'm doing it, and I didn't ask for any of her help, but she felt compelled to say, I don't know how to use that. I'm old school. I don't have a cell phone or a computer. So I'm sorry, I can't help you out with that. And I'm like, that's okay. I can figure it out. I can handle it.
And then another thing, like while we were waiting for our Ubers, after they kept doing whatever they were doing, it started to get weird. Like she started to clean up her sections of her table.
She vacuumed the area that we were in 3 or 4 times.
And it's like, I don't know if she was just like trying to figure out a way to tell us to get up and get out, or.
But at this point, it was only about 9:30, and they didn't close until 11.
So we're just sitting there waiting for Uber, and like we got another round of drinks because we were waiting long. Then it's like, as we're waiting and we're drinking our drinks, so in the Olive Garden, there's like these little like things that have like decor pieces in them, but they're openings.
There's decorative plants.
They're openings. Like I can see you, see me, see you. So she's like looking at me and like touching the one bush. She was like caressing it. And I don't mean like, oh, just seeing if they're still there. She's like looking at me like, once again, the whole looking into the soul thing that Nay mentioned. She's doing that at me. And for some reason, I'm like, I can't, if I look at her, I don't know what she might do with my soul or whatever. Like, it's like she was, I don't know if she was waiting for us to call her, or if she just doesn't know what to do because she doesn't have a cell phone, or I'm not really sure. But she just kept doing that. It's like I would look down on my phone, be on my social media, or talking to Nate for a minute. Then I would just happen to turn, and we're connecting eyes.
Souls.
Like she was waiting for me to turn my head to look at her.
So I had made the mistake when we had decided to get our second round of drinks while we were waiting. At this point, I had already cashed out from our main meal. And we're like, oh, let's get the second round of drinks because our ride is very far away. So I make the mistake and hit the, what is it, like call waitress? Something button on the self-pay pad.
Oh, gosh.
And I really wish I wouldn't have. She comes over. She's like, how are we doing, ladies? And I'm like,
with more chocolate.
With more chocolate. I'm like, pretty good. We were just gonna order more drinks, but it doesn't seem like it's letting me do that on the pay pad. And she's like, oh yeah, well your first order on the pad can't be drinks. Mind you, less than 20 minutes before that, less than 15 minutes before that, she said, I have no idea how to use that pad. I couldn't help you at all. But for some reason, she knows the do's and don'ts
of the pad.
And so we order the drinks through her.
We get her drinks.
When she brings the second round of drinks, the subtle, gentle way she was putting down those coasters had completely changed. She tossed those coasters.
It's like she was tossing them like this now. But first she was like placing them down, putting the cup on. Now she's just like, and now it's like an abundance of coasters.
So many coasters.
It's like 4 coasters.
She brought more water, which we didn't ask for more water, but I guess maybe it was a courtesy thing.
She was just like, so you don't call me again.
Yeah, maybe it was a courtesy thing. And she brings, so as we're in the middle of finishing our drinks, I pay for the drinks on the pad. And maybe like 5 minutes after I pay, she comes over with a checkbook and is like, I'm just going to set this here in case you need anything else.
But she didn't do it before. She didn't do it before, though.
But at that point, I had already paid for the second round of drinks. And I'm sure that gets sent to like some other systems where it's like, this table made a payment.
And it might like cash out at the end or something. So it was, and then I think like at one point you said another server just like rolled their eyes at you because we were still there.
So we were sitting there and
it was a little bit, not embarrassing, but it was a little bit annoying.
We were sitting there waiting for this Uber and, you know, I mean, what can we do? It wasn't our fault.
Right.
But I feel like I was trying to get the attention of any other server at that point.
Yeah.
Especially when we were looking to get our second round of drinks. I'm like, somebody else, please? No? Okay. All right. I had like made eye contact with another waitress and she, I don't know, maybe she was having a bad night, but she was just like, no, I'm not coming back there.
And you're just like, okay.
I'm like, I don't know what we did, what kind of energy we brought into here, but
it was definitely giving me like
it was giving me Get Out.
It was giving me like Hansel and Gretel, like the witch that kept feeding them so she could eat them. I felt like
she did say
and by the time our Uber got here, I was like, we gotta go now.
She's like, she's giving me witchy vibes.
Like,
you know, Hansel and Gretel, how she kept feeding them, and then at the end she ate them.
It's like, it feels like after the fact that we said we wanted more bread, she was like, good, I'm gonna plump you up with these chocolates. These at a time. And then you gotta think, I'm still getting Nay's chocolates, so I have like all these chocolates in my purse.
At some point, I'm like, this has to be against policy.
Everything.
Like this, I feel like you're only running out of that place.
Running out.
And I'm like, you know that meme of The Weeknd when he performed at the Super Bowl where he's like,
I'm gonna put that in here.
I'm like shuffling out, making sure I don't see her.
Because I just knew, because our Uber was on its way. It said
I feel like she would have chased us out of the door with Andy's candies.
I feel like she was about to come like with 10 of them each. And be like,
you forgot your candies.
When I say it was an eventful night.
It was a night that I will never forget.
It was an eventful night.
And the food was good.
And I mean, it started with our lovely Uber driver with his lovely comment.
So our Uber driver, we get picked up at her house. Our Uber driver is an older gentleman. I'm going to say he's probably well into his 50s, if not touching 60.
And his car smelled like old KFC chicken.
It did smell like a famous KFC bowl.
Stunk.
Which, side note, when Miss was bringing us our containers, she asked if I wanted a container for the leftover Alfredo sauce.
Oh my gosh.
In the boat, in the buoy, the raft. And she brings out this bowl that looked just like a famous KFC bowl for this much sauce.
The sauce should have fit in something this thin and this small.
It should have fit in this.
She gave us a bowl this big for that little bit of sauce. Like, it was so big. I was just like,
this scrapling, this
remnants,
minute amount of sauce.
I was
in
like,
this large. I'm like, the least you could have done was fill the container up with Alfredo. No, let me give you this large bowl. For this stingy
deep dish bowl for this little sliver of Alfredo that barely coated the bottom of the bowl.
It didn't even. It coated half.
It actually should have just went in the lid and put foil over the lid.
Well, I should have just poured it over my food that I brought home.
It was crazy. And then the Uber driver, so I forgot what he said.
So we get in, and the minute we get in and sit down, he says, "So, ladies, what church we headed to?"
I didn't get it.
And immediately I
looked at Nate like, "We going to church?"
So I'm sure some of you are probably giggling like, ah. Or you're probably just annoyed, just as annoyed as I was. I guess the joke was to, we weren't dressed like we were going to church. We were dressed, quite sexy. It's a girls' night out. We're grown adults.
If you follow my Instagram, you'll see what I wore.
We both had pieces that involved leather. Mm-hmm. And so once he says it, he laughs at himself. He gets a good billowy chuckle out of this. And when he realizes that we don't laugh, he's like, "I'm sorry, I just saw the leather and figured I was dropping you guys off at a wild party." I'm guessing the joke was like, it was meant to be like ironic, because of course we looked like we weren't going to church.
I didn't get it. So it missed me.
It
was
a very old-timey, very outdated joke.
And I didn't even get the concept of what he was saying, because he said church and he said party. And I was like, does he have like memory problems? Like, what is he talking about? And I was like, man, I thought we were going to Olive Garden.
And then I said, we're actually going to the Olive Garden. And I think at that point he was like, they're not here for jokes.
No.
Let me explain my premise and then shut up for the rest of the ride.
Jeez.
And he did.
And then on our way back, our second driver, Nate said she feels like he was for real.
It seemed like he was falling asleep a little bit. It was just all...
I was like, is there a full moon? Is we still in Mercury retrograde? Like, what is really going on?
It was a night.
Let's say I'm glad it was our Galentines of 2021. I'm glad I got
it was very befitting
this
kind of environment that we're in right now.
Yeah, like I'm glad
it was just as weird as things have been.
I'm glad I got to experience it with someone, preferably Nay, because I don't know if I would have told the story if anyone would have believed me or not. And then like we started to like freak out, and then we for our server Miss, we were like, I was like, I feel like she lives alone, because she said she doesn't have internet or a computer or a phone. So I was like, maybe she's a greenhouse. And then they said, maybe she has a bunch of cats. And I'm like, maybe she chops up her bodies. And they was like, maybe she chops them up and puts them in her soil. And I was like, this will be a good movie or a good book.
And I'm like,
and it was like, it is.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Don't get me wrong, she was sweet until you made her mad.
The last thing I want to do is be fed to Audrey too.
Girl, I mean, it was definitely a vibe. Make sure you check out your local Olive Garden, because when you're there, you're family.
When you're there, you're tortured.
You get a lot of Andy's chocolates.
When you're there, you're Hansel and Gretel. When you're there, you're overfed.
When you're there, make sure you get breadsticks and salad, because if not, they get offended. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. I hope you stayed until the end. If you did, you're a realist. Make sure you comment, share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what was some of your experiences when you went to Olive Garden, if you like Olive Garden.
Or your craziest restaurant experience.
Yes, I really want to have some conversation in the comments down below. Yeah.
Happy Galentine's, Valentine's, Boo Day,
Love
You Day.
And for all you people out there that have actual significant others and not your side pieces, happy Valentine's Day to y'all too.
Happy V-Day.